November 1943, specifically the 20th of November. What you're looking at right now is the LVT-1, one of many that would go into the island of Baguio, which was part of the Tarawa atoll in the Central Pacific. The Marines had already marched through the Solomons, and Tarawa was supposed to be a cakewalk for the Marines. Unfortunately, things went terribly wrong. The Navy has boasted that she's going to take her guns and blast it flat as a pancake. After all, because it's so small and so flat that no Japanese could survive. Well, the Marines wake up that morning and get into these LVTs, and they start that swim ashore. The first wave comes in relatively intact, not losing too many of their LVTs, but they're aware that there are many Japanese that are still alive on this island. As the second wave starts to come in, our naval gunfire stops. Why? Because the planning has started to go horribly wrong. The USS Maryland was the command ship. The concussion from her guns are so great that she ends up blowing out the radios that commanders need to figure out where their men are ashore. And he orders the naval gunfire stopped. And now there is nothing to keep the Japanese heads down. And the second wave of Amtracs is on its way in. That second wave was torn to pieces. The survivors that were on some of these LVTs said that when they were hit by these big Japanese guns, it was like an exploding beer can. It literally would come ripping apart at the seams, and you and your buddies would be tossed into the air with about 60 to 100 pounds on your back. You were flipped into the water, and the first thing you did was try to ensure that you were a whole person. Many of your buddies weren't.